Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Salt City Racing Updates. It's got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. And joining us live from the lovely state of Missouri, Ken Schrader. Ken, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you guys doing?
You know,
Wonderful.
Great.
for a Wednesday afternoon, pretty dang good. But Ken, thanks again. I talked to you at PRI about coming to Hutch, and excited for you to come race with us a lot. Can't wait for you to get here and stuff. So, and to be our grand marshal for the Silver Crown race. That's what's extra special too, and everything else too from that part. So, Ken, thanks for taking some time tonight to get introduced to us and our fans. Everybody's excited. We got a lot of excitement on Facebook. When we told everybody you were going to be on live with us and stuff too. So, Ken, been watching you a long time racing and stuff, from NASCAR to everywhere else too. So, I tell you, it's just excited for you to come race with us here at Hutch, and they got a lot of racers that want to race with you from that part. So, thanks again, and it's going to be a fun weekend. I can promise you that.
I've heard about the Hutchinson track forever. Never got to run there. Thought we looked at going a couple years ago, and I don't remember what happened. And I knew that it got kind of borderline close to maybe closing. Did I remember that right?
Oh, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and I heard that the effort that was put into it, that when it came back, it really came back good, and just excited to go get to see it finally. And I'm a big fan of the Silver Crown cars. You know, I ran that full series for 2 years, and we won it 1 year and run second the other. Just always enjoyed watching those cars.
That's cool. So you won it, and then second the next year. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for the point.
So what's your favorite car? Yeah, what's your favorite car you've ever driven, Ken? What series?
I don't care. You know,
as long as it's going fast, right?
Yeah, you get to drive a race car. It's fun. All of them are fun. The Cup car was probably about as challenging a car as I'd ever driven, because those things, they're just never in the racetrack. I mean, they're just always moving around. They look like they aren't, but those things are just moving around all the time. And even more at Daytona and Talladega. So I'd say those were probably the most fun, and by far they paid the best. But I love my little dirt modifieds.
Dirt modifieds, yeah, I get that too.
So speaking of modifieds, you've already done quite a bit of racing this year already, haven't you?
We've run 13 times so far this year. We've been out to Arizona, down to Florida. Went to Springfield, Missouri last week. Jerry Hoffman up there caught a decent one. And last Saturday of February, first Sunday of March, and was able to run up there. So yeah, we've got to run a little bit. We're going to have to move around a little bit this weekend, because we're supposed to go to North Alabama, but waiting to see what happens down there, because the weather isn't looking too good.
You've won a couple of them, haven't you, so far?
We have only won one so far this year. Last year, this time, we'd won 3. We had a decent year last year. We wound up won 14 out of 64. So, we're just trying to at least do that good. Try to do a little better.
There you go. That's all you can do, right?
Yeah.
So when you come to the fairgrounds, racing IMCA, and I know you got I don't know how many modifieds you got. I've seen a lot of modifieds you got running around there and stuff too. So are you coming with an open motor, or are you coming with a crate motor? Are you gonna let that out of the bag?
No, we'll be a crate motor.
All right, just checking.
I say we'll be a crate motor. To the best of my knowledge, we'll be a crate motor. And I'm saying that because we don't have any open motors. But there's also talk about one showing up here. So I don't know. We got some good friends at Speedway Motors. Yep. And we thought we might try one of theirs. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, that Spec Motors opened up a new avenue and stuff for the IMCA stuff. And with our IMCA car, we just bought a brand new crate at the end of the last year. So we're going to be on a crate for sure. But, running a half mile, I was a little bit worried how that crate would run and stuff. And at the end of the year, Ken, we went and we ran a USRA race there. And we just put a spoiler on the old car and put a set of fresh Hoosiers on it. And we did okay with that crate.
Yeah.
Too. So
yeah. The crate motors, it's amazing for what it does. Last week when we were in Springfield, we ran the little 602. So it's amazing. It's 604 or 602. All those GM crate motors have been good. Engines have been good. I guess maybe IMCA got their feelings hurt a little bit or something with Chevrolet redirecting some funds or whatever with this year, so they opened up the new. So I don't know. The crate engine was working good. We'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, I think so far what I've watched out through this year, I mean, a few spec motors have won and a few crates have won. So, I was talking to Brett and Jim a lot when that motor was getting designed and stuff, and different opinions on that motor and stuff too. So they say the crate has still got an advantage. I don't know if that's true or not. But the other thing I think, my personal self, is I think opening up that spec motor makes it a bigger, easier way to do a little cheating, if you know what I mean.
And I'm very much bottom line type of guy. And yeah, I just can't wait to spend twice as much to have a motor that's maybe not as good. So, we'll have to see how that all plays out.
Time will tell, correct?
Yes.
Time will tell.
What kind of racetrack do you like, Ken? Do you like a dry slick or do you like a hammer down?
Oh, hammer downs. I like, and I don't care. I like multi-grooved.
Multi-grooved.
A lot of times when you're hammered down, you're more one groove. A lot of places you're arguing over the bottom, or it's black up to a cushion. I just like a track that is multi-grooved and you can move around on.
Right on.
Yeah. I've heard, I always heard Hutchinson was drier, but then I watched highlights from the Silver Crown race last year and stuff, and it looked like they were running all over it.
Well, we did do that. It was a special racetrack for sure. We had the gods looking down on us for that one.
Well, and Ken, we got a lot of flack coming in because how that track has been over the years, and trying to run a 100-lap race, they were all saying they're not going to make it, and we didn't make the 100. I think we had 3 cautions throughout the night, and the guy that finished 5th was actually running a soft tire.
Really?
So, yeah.
Hey, did Mike Van Genderen, did he come out there last year?
We hired him at the first of the year last year, yeah, because that track had been, so terrible, with eating up tires and stuff. So we brought him in to reshape the track, and he spent 3 days there, 12 hours a day on a grader and packer and doing everything for us. And he did us a great job and taught us a lot about how to prep that racetrack from that part. So, yeah, he came out the first year, and then we had him out for the second race, wasn't it?
Yeah, first or second race, he came back out and hung out. But yeah, he taught us. He gave us an awesome baseline to start with, and then we definitely every week, we learned something new about that place because it's sandy and sometimes it's like racing on the beach is what I like to say. But it's different than everywhere else because the dirt's so much different. But Kyler and his guys, they figured it out pretty quick. And towards the end of the year, I mean, we got to where we knew what to do with it, when to do it, and it was really good. So
yeah, it was a big shout out to Chad and his guys because they really helped me out. If it wouldn't have been for them, we'd have been stressing.
Oh yeah,
sure.
There's all those tracks. I mean, that's like a snake oil dealing with those racetracks, and they're all so different. There's some basics, but everyone's dirt's different, and you got to do different procedures really to get the track to last. So, everybody needs a little help every now and then.
Yeah, the difference. We're just a couple hours apart, but Dodge City, we'll get it too hard, and out there you can't get it hard enough. It's just real silty. So it was a learning curve. But Chad and Jesse and Jason, they figured it out. But I'll tell you what, it is a really silty racetrack, and we're going to take some of the dirt from the bottom here in the next couple of weeks and bring it back onto the racetrack because, as you know, a lot of that weather in the winter, they wash up, all the water washes everything down, and by the end of a few years, all of our good dirt's at the bottom. So we're going to bring all that good dirt back up on the racetrack. So we got a lot of work ahead of us, but I think we're going to have a really good surface.
Yeah. Our track at Peevely, they had a big dozer out there with a couple guys for a couple days. And, I was over there today looking at it, and they did a great job reshaping it with the dirt that was already there. But it had built up in the wrong place. So, but they had it look good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then, you've raced Votto and some of those other places, and they're putting new dirt on. And, it's kind of scary when you go to put brand new dirt on a racetrack. They found it just a couple of years ago. They put that new dirt on, and it wasn't what they thought. It was better, but now they're redoing it again. So it's a huge investment, and so we're going to play around with what we got for a little bit and see what we can do. But I think we're going to be on to something getting that dirt brought up.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be a fun couple nights, Ken. And again, can't thank you enough for taking the time tonight, and then also coming down in July with us and to race with you and everything else too. And like I said, when I seen you standing in front of our booth there at PRI, I knew I had to grab you because you're on our list to talk to of coming and running with us and everything else too. So, like I say, a lot of modified guys that come up and ask me, they're excited to race with you. And my son drives a modified too, and he says, what happens if I give Ken a door? I said, well, I don't know what that's going to be like, buddy.
I'll probably get one.
Get one back, right?
Our IMCA car, we haven't run it yet. When I went out to Arizona, I drove a different car. But we're just putting back together because last time I drove it, I turned it over last fall at Batesville. But it's going back together. It looks pretty good.
Pretty good, ready to go. Yeah. Okay. What else we got for Ken?
Well, we're excited.
Multiple choice would be the best.
Multiple choice? Multiple choice, huh? I don't know. Kyler, you're right.
Hey, listen, Ken, we are just super excited to have you, to have you come out and be the Grand Marshal for this show. You mentioned it a little bit ago, how you'd heard that the track was closing. Boy, was it. And the mess that we went through to try to get this track brought back. And we can't shout out to Phil and Nick and Lisa and all them enough for all the efforts. It was a huge army of an undertaking, and everybody pitched in and we got it. Now we got a 3-year deal, so we can do a few things. And I'm honored to be part of it, and I'm so glad that you're coming out because I think you'll be highly impressed with what we've done there and the process that we're going through to do it.
Well, yeah. I'm glad to see the track back alive, doing good, and looking forward to coming.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was a challenge, Ken. It was on a closing deal. We were racing up at Boone a couple of years ago, and that's right. When the Kansas State Fair started, I flew back from Boone and met with the board members and said, look, let me give us a proposal. Let me just show you what we think we can do with it. And it was a battle. I mean, it was a real battle. I tell you, there was about 4 or 5 times I was ready to throw the towel in and give up. But I just wanted to save a racetrack. That was our main goal, was to save a racetrack. And so far, we saved it for 3 more years. So, but it was a challenge. I mean, that fair board was ready to tear it out and do other things with it. And I get why they were wanting to. It was being raced once a year. And I get it. You can't have a big old track like that sitting there for once a year racing from that part.
Well, we've lost so many tracks, in the last 4 or 5 years throughout the country. And I know that fair boards are a challenge to work with sometimes, because racing is usually not their number 1 priority. But you were able to bring someplace back, it do good economic, it just brings some more money into the whole city. Good deal for everybody.
It is, and we did an impact study at the end of the year, and the dollar amount that it was impacted for the Reno County over there and that city of Hutchinson was a big number. And we presented that to the city council and ended the fair board, and that's what finally got everybody on board, ready to go. We did our last year. We did 8 races this year. We got 12, so we're growing with this thing. And just I think with you coming too, Ken, will bring some more life to this racetrack and into that community. Excited for people. People already ask me when they're going to be able to get your autograph and all that kind of stuff too. So it's going to be a fun time.
Hopefully, too many people don't stay away when we come.
I don't think so.
You might have to get a stamp. Your hand might get tired signing autographs all night. Just get a little stamp and go to town.
Sign anything that anybody wants. That's no problem.
Last time I seen you race was last summer. We were up in North Platte, Nebraska, and you and Kenny showed up on motorcycles. Do you remember that?
That was we run second. The Kyle Petty ride.
Yeah.
Kyle Petty ride left. I don't remember where we left, but we left Saturday morning, and our first stop was North Platte.
Yeah.
We wound up racing there Saturday night. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, you got in your car and ran good.
Did you stay on one of those rides? Did you stay overnight here in Wichita?
I don't remember. I mean, just, we're usually in the back of the group. When they stop, I stop. Wherever
it is.
This year we in Traverse City, Michigan, and wind up someplace in the middle of Virginia. So we're going through New York and Pennsylvania, Michigan, and I just follow the group.
Yep.
But it's a lot of fun.
There you go.
Exactly. Well, anyway, Ken, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We wanted to get this announced early so everybody know you were coming in July. It's going to be a fun couple of days, and I'll keep in touch with you. You keep in touch with me, anything you need or whatever, buddy. And
we're good.
Just pumped and excited for you, and we'll see if we can give you a couple wins over there at Hutch. But I know there's a few guys who want to challenge you too. So,
Kenny, hey,
all right.
Hey, I do got to ask you, what do you think about karaoke? And are you a karaoke singer?
Definitely. No way will I do that.
You and Phil.
Hey, Ken, you and I are in the same boat. There's not enough whiskey to get me up on that sing. Do any singing.
Of course, so obviously there is.
Ken, I got a question for you here.
Okay.
Tell us about racing in Rhode Island.
I haven't been. Rhode Island and Hawaii are the only two tracks that I haven't, or only two states I haven't raced in. I've had plenty of offers to go to Hawaii, but that's flyover. First off, I never set out to race in all the states, but we're at 48. I got offers to go to Hawaii. There's a couple dirt tracks over there. Rhode Island doesn't currently have a track. So every now and then, indoor show there.
I had heard at one time that you were going to put in a track just so you could race there.
Listen, I didn't set out to do the 48 states, and I'm not the 50 states, and I'm not real worried about it. We're at 48, and that's a damn good percentage of them. So I'm whatever happens.
What did they race in Hawaii? What do they race over there in Hawaii? Did they race modified?
I don't know what island they're on, but they've got a couple dirt tracks. I've got emails to go over there.
There you go. Cool.
Oh, very cool. Well, Ken, thanks again for hanging out with us, and just again excited for you to be here to blow this track up so we can keep this thing mainly alive even after this 3-year contract. We get another big contract after that from that part. So I'll keep in touch with you. Keep in touch with me, and
good.
We'll make sure you're all set up and ready to go when you get here in July. Okay.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good night, buddy. Talk to you soon.
Thank you much.
Okay.
Here we
What do
are.
you think, Phil? Do we put a racetrack in Rhode Island? Is that our next adventure?
I'm out.
But they do have some dirt tracks in Hawaii. He is right about that. We had a customer the other day inquired about ordering dirt late model tires and shipping them to Hawaii.
So, really? We better go check that out.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So anyway, let's keep the show moving along here, Nick. When I do a couple announcements here, you check to make sure we got on the chat line over there. Real quick, just want to talk a few things. Nick and I are headed back over to Hutch again tomorrow to be working on more sponsors, but I got a couple big sponsors I want to acknowledge here tonight for coming on board with us. And first one is Lowen Corporation. Met with those guys, and they're in full speed ahead with us at Lowen over there in Hutchinson. So excited for that partnership those guys are going to bring to us from that part. Just excited for what they can do for helping us support the track and everything else too. Quality Body Shop. They have stepped up and gave us some dollars to fix the gates. So the Yoder family, thank you very, very much for all that. Standpoint two, Alan Samuels over in Hutchinson stepped up with us too. We met down with Donnie over there, and they're in full speed ahead too with us on that part too. So excited for those sponsors. Got a lot more coming up with us down the road here a little bit. Hutch Auto Body is also kicked in from that part. So Heartland Credit Union is another one that stepped up with us to give us some money to help support the racetrack and stuff. So the excitement there in Hutch and the people we talk to over there is very exciting and stuff. So can't thank everybody that's still part of this deal. And again, all the other sponsors everybody is stuck with us through last year too is there. But just can't thank the new sponsors. And hopefully tomorrow we'll have a few more we can announce next week that's also joining on the trip, because we have several appointments over there tomorrow to talk to several people on some other sponsorships too to keep this racetrack up and alive. Nick, what do we got on the chat line, buddy?
We got a lot of people saying hi. Thomas asked if Ken Schrader, are you going to get Kenny Wallace to come down also? I don't think Kenny Wallace is going to be able to make it that weekend. And then he listed a few businesses, and yeah, we've got a lot of appointments tomorrow. So appreciate that, Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah, we talk about what we're going to do to the racetrack.
Yep, that's next.
That's next on the schedule.
Take it away, Kyler.
Well, as soon as we get some equipment, we're going to bury some tires, and I'm excited about that because that's going to keep the track more uniform on a nightly basis, like we did here in Dodge.
The 30 tires are laying over there.
30 tires, and they're going to be tires.
32, actually. Exactly, because I'm the one that unloaded them off the track.
Did I tell you we only needed 6?
Well, you can pick.
No, we're looking forward to it. Like I said, once Chad and Jesse and Jason get down there and we pull up that infield and put the good dirt back on the racetrack, we're going to bury those tires. So I think that's going to keep it a little bit more uniform. No guessing games on if a tire gets bumped and then you have to go around it and change the racing line. It'll be nice and uniform, and if you hit it ain't going to tear nothing up. And yeah, it'll just be a really good deal. No berm to blow dry dirt on the racetrack. That's a pain in the butt. So we're looking forward to getting those buried.
Yep, we did learn that lesson the hard way, unfortunately, but we learned.
Yeah, you learn and you move forward, and you take what you did and make it better.
Yep. Slight schedule additions. We're going to have the United Rebel late model series on a few more dates than we originally had planned. So we will have them on May 9th with the sprint cars. We'll have them on June 20th. Of course, August 22nd and 23rd will be our late model special. And we will also have them on September 19th. So going to get 5 shots at it with the Rebel late model series, which will be a lot of fun. 3 nights with the sprint car series, and of course the Silver Crown and the ASCS. So really looking forward to that. And we've had a lot of super stock guys reach out to us about getting the super stocks on the schedule. And we're working on definitely 2, but potentially 3 dates for the super stocks. So hopefully we will have that on there here in the next week or so.
Okay. So there's our schedule. We'll get the super stocks on there shortly. Sorry that you guys, we've been working, hate to tell you, we've been working around the clock on a lot of stuff to keep everything moving and going like we need to be going. Anything else over in the chat line at all, Nick?
Matt O'Connor, he can't wait to come out next year. And he wants to maybe assist in a little bit of announcing. So,
I talked to him, and he's going to help Dalton this year out there. So we're going to have 2 announcers in the grandstand. So Matt, thank you for wanting to come out and help us out, buddy.
He helped us out in the pinch last year in the last race and did a great job. So
he
Matt
sure did.
Filling in. So thanks for helping out this year also on top of that. So again, just can't thank everybody that's been helping this program, help things getting together. Jim Petty, do you got an update for us on selling the laps for the Silver Crown race?
Yes, I do. At this time last year, I'd sold probably around 12. I'm over 50 now.
There we go.
And we're just going to keep adding them and try to raise as much money as we can. That's going to allow us to put more money into the purse for the racers and be able to do some other things.
Well, it's only a 100-lap race, so at this rate, you might sell 500 laps.
Yeah, $100. What's really amazing me, out of everybody I've talked to, I've only gotten one firm no. Everybody else, I got some, not right now, call me back. But most everybody, especially if they were on it last year, most of them are coming back and absolutely loved what we did last year.
Okay, so if someone wants to buy the sponsorship, the $100 per lap, they can come by the dealership and sign up. Or Jim, how else can they get a hold of you or whatever to buy one of those laps?
It's best way to get a hold of me is on my phone, and my phone number is on my Facebook page.
And your Facebook page is just Jim Petty?
Jim Petty, yeah.
Okay.
And you see little Jim Petty when I'm about 2.5 years old wearing a helmet.
All right.
And but my number is 316-686-GO-GO.
Go. There we
which
go.
is 4646.
4646. Okay. So give Jim Petty a call if you want to jump into that $100 lap sponsor. It'd be great to help sponsor that race and everything else too. So
Jim is always going.
One of the things that we're doing now, we can talk about it now. Kind of had to keep it under wraps last year, even though we did it because I didn't want to be in violation of the state gaming laws. But now we've got that overcome. We got a brand new 3-foot by 3-foot checkered flag. It has the Silver Crown drivers sign it, and everybody that spends any money on the lap sponsorships, their name's going in a hat. And I'll do like I did last year. I'll pull a kid out of the audience to come down and draw a name, and they'll win that checkered flag. We're also going to give one away to somebody out of the crowd, and so I'm looking forward to that. Fred Embry won it last year, and he's real proud of it. Got it on his office wall. Shot pictures of it, sent it to me.
That's great. Fantastic.
Okay, Dallas says, hopefully I can make it out there April 25th for the Heartland Modified Tour, ASCS May 30th and October 10th. All right, come on out. And then Lance asked, July 18th and 19th, a full race for IMCA mods or have to qualify? No, it'll be, we'll do a complete show each night.
Yep. Complete show, pay out both nights.
Yep. So
anyway, so the reason modified guys, the reason we did that is Ken Schrader wanted to race both nights, and for what we're spending to have Ken come there, I think it's great that he wants to race both nights. I didn't want to have him drive all that way and do everything and just race one night. So A-mods both solid. We'll figure out what the other support classes will be as we move forward from that part, getting closer to some of these dates. So Kyler, anything else, closing thoughts, anything whatsoever?
Man, we're just rocking and rolling, getting ready for high limits here at Dodge and getting everything up and running. We're putting all brand new toilets and urinals and sinks and all the bathrooms. So
Big
that's
series
been done.
comes to town, got to put new toilets in.
That's right. We got to look good.
I thought maybe something else happened when we put new toilets.
I remember last year we had to. Well, I didn't get involved, but there was a toilet that got changed in a motor coach in the infield of Salt City last year.
There was that happened. Yes, that did happen. Thank you.
My TMI.
Great. I'm at the camping store. I got to change the toilet.
Now we know really what happened to that toilet.
Yeah, but
it's the good concession stands. That's what it is. It's a good concession stand. But no, we're doing a lot of improvements.
Tickets for the high limit race. Can you pre-buy them? You got to
pre-buy them.
How do you go? Where you pre-buy them at?
Yeah, it's all general admission. Jump on our Facebook page. There's a link on there. It's $40 for general admission. Pit pass will be $45. Kids tickets will be $20. So jump on there and get your tickets. I think we've sold 400 or 500 already. So it's we're less than 30 days, but ticket sales are going good. So it'll be fun.
Everybody is excited to get 410 sprint car racing back to Dodge City.
And if we could have a day like today, oh man, today was beautiful.
Yep, I'll be there.
So
okay.
All right, everybody. Again, stay tuned. We'll be back live again next Wednesday again with more updates and everything else too. And if you want to get a hold of Jim Petty, get on his Facebook page, register for those laps if you want to buy one of those laps. And Nick, is it ready? Can we sell tickets yet on our race pass yet?
Probably within the next week. We'll have for the ticket sales open for the first couple of races. And
yes, excited for the Heartland Modified Tour to kick off our season. And I'm sure I think we're their third race. Don't quote me on that on their schedule. So be excited to see those guys on a half-mile track and get them going. Excited for Trenton and Austin Kruger and Eric Chessman, those guys, to bring that series to that big half mile. We'll see who gets to win that one.
It's going to be fun.
It will be fun.
Can I throw in one more thing for our Wichita area fans? One of the neatest scenes I have ever seen at a racetrack is 81 Speedway. All the cars are coming into turn 4. There's just tight running 2 lanes and everybody is looking up in the sky and pointing up in the sky. And they weren't even watching the race. And I wish I had a picture of that, but I had called the Speedway and told them, hey, tonight the International Space Station is going to be passing right over the Speedway at such and such a time. And I told them when it was coming, and they could see it from the Speedway. and that's when everybody started pointing up.
I was really
have that
hoping
same opportunity tonight, and for our Wichita area, and let me get you the information on it. Starting at 8:22 tonight. It'd be visible for 6 minutes at a height of 51 degrees. It appears in the south-southwest and disappears in the east-northeast. It'll be the brightest thing in the sky, moving fairly quickly.
I was really hoping you were going to tell us it was a UFO.
You what?
I was really. It was a UFO.
Kind of is, isn't it?
It's identified.
It's identified.
Or
it's not
Santa
unidentified.
Claus.
Yeah, maybe that's what I thought it was going to be. Is you flying, coming across in your sleigh or whatever.
But that is neat though. I didn't know about that. I am kind of a space nerd, so I'm gonna check that out.
All right, everybody, have a great evening. We're going to put up the sponsors, and please, when you see these sponsors out that have helped us this racetrack, make sure you thank them and tell them how much excited you are for them to help us keep this racetrack alive. The other thing, I just tip of my tongue here real quick, Evans Building Company is going to be the premier sponsor of our Salt City Racing and the Salt 100 and the Silver Crown cars come to there. So Bill Johnson and Jeff J.D. Johnson and all the guys at Evans Building, thanks for stepping up and being that sponsor of that race. So appreciate that very much. And again, there's all the sponsors, Murphy Tractor and Equipment. Those guys have been helping us drastic with all the equipment. Dan and Curtis are great guys. You need to make sure you see them, make sure you thank them. Richard Brothers Construction, John and Rich doing all kinds of things to help us. And then Andale Equipment, Mike Madison and those guys out there helping us with the walls and that sort of thing. Hampel Oil throwing some fuel at us. And of course, Jackson's Meat and Egbert Liquor is going to be helping us with the VIP nights. And of course, we talked about Lowen Corporation already. And of course, BG Products, they've stepped up again this year. Construction Rental has really stepped up from what they did last year to help us there at the racetrack. So can't thank them enough. And again, Alan Samuels, thanks for stepping in. Zener Electric, Dusty and his guys, thank you again there very much. And Can Equip, of course, going to bring out the big equipment and everything else too. So hopefully after tomorrow, we'll have some more sponsors to put up, but we'll leave the page up for a little bit so you guys can see that. But everybody, thanks again. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you Saturday morning, maybe 9 o'clock on the Under Hood Show live, but we'll be back next Wednesday at 6 o'clock for some more updates and everything else too. Have a great night, everybody.
See ya.
Good night.